Americans love chicken nuggets. They're not even concerned that the average chicken nugget contains ground chicken bone, nerves, and connective tissues. In 2018, Americans ate about 2.8 billion pieces of this deep-fried chicken, and that's just in restaurants. But if we go back 50 years or so, Americans only ate 1/3 of the chicken they eat today. So how did this golden, crunchy food item become an American obsession? Was it because of World War II? Or was an agricultural scientist responsible? Could a health scare have boosted chicken's popularity? Did McDonald's popularize the chicken nugget? Keep watching to find out where this favorite childhood snack came from. Let's begin with World War II. To feed its soldiers, the U.S. military appropriated large supplies of red meat. This led to a beef shortage, and consumers needed an alternative protein source. Enter chicken. Demand for chicken quickly skyrocketed, leading to the industrialization of poultry farming. And just like red meat, the military commandeered chicken for its soldiers too. At this point, people only bought and consumed whole chickens. The days of prepackaged skinless chicken breasts were still a long way off. But chicken had a portioning problem. It's okay, so do I. A whole bird might be too small to feed an average-sized family, and it was too big and too much work to feed a single person. After World War II ended, this portioning issue became a larger problem as red meat became available again. Chicken consumption plummeted, and the farmers who scaled up their chicken production during the war were left with too much poultry. Robert C. Baker thought he had a solution to this mismatch of supply and demand. In a Cornell University laboratory in 1963, food science professor Robert C. Baker and his team created what they called the Chicken Crispy. It was a boneless, bite-sized nugget molded from skinless ground chicken meat and other lesser-used parts of the bird.
I know you've got a lot of questions.
It was then dipped in batter and deep-fried to crispy, golden perfection. This didn't just solve the portioning problem, it also created a product that could survive the transition from frying to freezing to reheating, revolutionizing chicken as an ingredient. It was now able to withstand mass production methods and transportation. Sometimes called a chicken stick, Baker's creation was a massive hit, with local grocery stores selling up to 200 boxes per week. Instead of patenting his Chicken Crispy discovery, Baker published his process for creating the chicken treat, sharing it freely with companies and food scientists across the country. And the U.S. Congress released Dietary Goals for the United States in 1977, which urged Americans to eat less red meat and favored lean proteins like poultry. According to Smithsonian food historian Dr. Ashley Rose Young, this led to a red meat scare. Americans began avoiding fatty products like beef, milk, and butter, or as I like to call it, breakfast. There was a steep drop in beef consumption as consumers feared it would cause high cholesterol, heart disease, and shorten their lives. Even fast food chains saw declines in their hamburger sales. It was the perfect time for chicken to claim the spotlight. When McDonald's founder Ray Kroc heard about the Chicken Crispy innovation, he wanted in. Using batter developed by the same company that developed the battering process for its Filet-O-Fish, McDonald's chefs experimented and eventually created the Chicken McNugget. Its first test launch was in 1981, and its full release happened in 1983. The iconic chicken nugget shapes are not accidental either. McDonald's uses 4 molds known as the bone, ball, bell, and boot. These were engineered to make the nuggets more appealing to kids and standardize their cooking time to obey the food safety laws.
Come again.
Although McDonald's did not invent the chicken nugget, it is known as one of the most successful product launches in fast food history. making up 10% of McDonald's sales. But there is a dark side to this success story. The ever-growing demand for chicken nuggets and other poultry products has led to cruel animal farming practices. In the UK, for example, the legal requirement for a poultry farm's hen enclosure is about the size of a 21.5 centimeter by 28 centimeter sheet of paper. That's not much space for a chicken to live in. But thanks to animal advocacy groups and increasing awareness of sustainable food systems, changes are happening. Food innovators have created eco-friendly vegan nugget options. And animal advocacy groups are highlighting the poor conditions in which farm chickens are forced to live. This has led to some poultry farms reconsidering how they house these animals. Now, the terms free-range and cage-free are legally regulated and often appear on chicken labels. It's a small step, but a step in the right direction nonetheless. But if you're not into chicken nuggets or meat, why don't you check out the story of tofu? It's on another episode of Origins of Food.